Christ.
Hopefully it's gone live. Oh, sorry for
I hope
the
for your case it wasn't on live.
Don't you like the pit vipers? Sorry for the slight delay. Week 1, we're back. Sorry for the slight delay.
It wouldn't be a
Mr. Bland is struggling.
It wouldn't be a fantasy front office without technical hitch, would it?
No. The best thing is this week we prepared. We run at 8:30, getting everything set up. Everything worked perfect, and then we come on at 9:25, and it was fucked.
But we'll muddle through.
We'll muddle through. So how are we both doing?
Absolutely top of the world. Start the season, raring to go.
Mr. Bland, are you excited?
I can't contain myself. I was excited. Again, for those who don't know, a bit of jet lag possibly for Blandy, having a long old trip to join us on this pod today, haven't you? From South America,
Other side of the world. With things I do for
all
you
in aid of the pod.
Indeed.
Indeed. Let me just check that the pod's going first day. Yeah, it's going.
I'm waiting for a big Martin Tyler style. We are live.
What was that old song? Was it Live and Kicking? We're alive and kicking. Remember the Premier League first came out?
Yeah. I think we'll have to work a little bit on our intros, aren't we? That's a homework for next week.
One step at a time. We've only been doing it a year.
But it's good to be back, though, isn't it?
It is, mate. First things first. Slightly off topic. Slightly off. Showtime Mahomes runs on Saturday. I'm not sure what that was there.
I was moving my mic.
It was like Showtime Mahomes runs on Saturday. It was like...
Well, get it out the way first, huh?
So for you, anyone that doesn't know, me, Blandy and Baz and a few others are in the Muffed Punt Partnership, which is a group of blokes from the North East who buy racehorses and name them after NFL players. And
I thought you were going to describe it as an unsuccessful racing syndicate.
It depends how you look at it. But Showtime Mahomes back in action on Saturday, so Saturday the 9th of September. What do you think of the chances, lads? Up to 7 furlongs for the first time?
I think we're ready to give it a go, aren't we? You know, we've had a good run at 6 and kind of not gotten too far further forward. So let's give a 7 a go and see where that takes us. Why not?
Yeah.
If he improves for 7 furlong, any kind of improvement for 7 furlong, he shouldn't be far away, to be honest.
Yeah.
Do we have any early indication of odds, Michael? Any estimates or any word on the street?
No.
Nothing. No, excellent.
No, nothing yet. Happy to help.
But at a backable price, though, won't it? We're not expecting 5 to 4.
Oh God, I'd expect double figures.
Yeah. So we don't want anyone listening to lose the mortgage, but there's a cheeky double.
Not financial advice. No financial advice.
No. We charge for
that. Right, so that's the Showtime done. First topic of the week.
Quite literally.
Hey, don't say that. Do not say that. Best draft picks.
Best draft. So we've all done quite a few different formats, different companies, different styles of drafts, redrafts, dynasties, best balls, and we're just going to have a little bit of a chat through who we thought that's an absolute steal. They're going to win me this league, and I think we've all got a couple of people in mind different sort of
Well, I think
categories of early round picks,
So
mid round picks.
Would you like me to go first?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, you've done some drafts.
Done some drafts, yeah. Well,
At least
I've done
one.
I've done one, yeah. The most important one. But my best draft pick is so far, and it's not based on if I think he'll do well. Oh, he's gone. Bandy's dropped off.
Okay, he'll come back.
We'll come on. We'll crack on. So it's not based on if that I think he's going to do well, or if I got him early or anything like that. It's because I'm standing back in. It's because I've had him since he come from college. So I drafted him his very first season, and he's kind of been meh, every year. And it's like
Up and down, a lot of injuries, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. Yeah, but I think he's got the ability there, and this year he hasn't got as much competition. But it's kind of like when you always back the same horse, and you can't back it, you can't not back it because it might win.
But you just like losing.
That's the same thing I've got with J.K. Dobbins this year. Is if I didn't draft him, I think he'd have a stormer. Now that I've drafted him, he'd probably be shite. But he was being my pick of the draft, getting JK.
He's like a family pet, eh?
He's like a family pet,
front office.
I just hope he has a injury-free season. And he's only got Gustabus, hasn't he, behind him?
They normally have a few sort of running backs of not necessarily prowess, but will hit the line, don't they?
I think it's more likely going to be Justice Hill this year because they're changing their offense completely. Like the Ravens, of what we've known since Lamar's been the starter, is not going to be the Ravens of this year.
I think this is a bit of a turning point for the Ravens in terms of what they're going to do and how they're going to try and win, because they've always been competitive, but not quite got there. We've had the MVP season for Lamar, then a bit of a drop off. Do we think this is the reinvention of Lamar and the Ravens? Well,
they're not going to be an archaic offense anymore. They're not just going to run the ball to death. Todd Monken's coming, UOC. They're going to run 3 and 4 wide pretty much all the time, spread everything out. They're still going to run, obviously. There's going to be design runs for Lamar, there's going to be runs for JK. But what people perceive to what the Ravens have been for the last couple of years, they're going to be, if they don't already know, they're going to be in for a bit of a shock when they see him play this year.
Nice little shift change. That's I think quite a good lead into that is they've got a few more offensive weapons now, haven't they? They haven't just got the backs and Lamar; they've got a little bit more at receiver. I think one of the guys that I like, I was just going to lead into was Zay Flowers. I think he's been sort of one of these light up training camp, light up preseason. Good college pedigree, looks like a bit of a live wire, and he could be a little bit for one for me who's been going in those late middle rounds. Who could be a player who really hits this year, I think.
Yeah, I think he's very pro-ready. I'm not 100% sure how much he's going to improve as he goes through his career, but he's definitely one of these rookies that can come and hit the ground running straight away.
There's a lot of talent there, isn't there? And I think a lot of pace.
Right, as always, lads, if I interrupt you at any point, I don't mean to be rude, but if it will have a question, and that's why I interrupt. So I've got a question. First question of the season. First question of the season.
Have we got a sound effect for that or not?
Let's have a look. Hey, drum. There you go.
Yes, get in there, Dem.
Sean Street. There we go. Dem 7, 2 flex, 10-man league. Burrow, Chubb, Mattison, CD, St. Brown, Andrews, James Cook, Johan Dotson, Mostert, Flowers, Johan over Zay this week. But do I play James Cook versus Jets or Mostert versus the Chargers?
That's a tricky little conundrum he's got himself in there. Two reasonably good options longer term, but where are you going to go this week with Mostert and his injury sort of fitness question marks, and then James Cook, Jets good strong defense. Where's that going to go? I'll let Bandy take that one.
Cheers. But for me, I will go Mostert here. The Chargers want you to run on them. They encourage you to run on them. They want to defend the pass, so they openly let you run on them, and they are very bad at letting teams run them. They give up almost 6 yards a carry to opposing running backs.
They've always been a run funnel, haven't they, in recent years?
Yeah, it's the way Brandon Staley sets up his defense. When he was the defensive coordinator with the Rams, it was exactly the same there. So this week, Mostert's in a really good spot. That game should be a shootout as well. I think it's, other than tonight's game, I think it's the second highest total of the week as well. So it sets up to be a shootout with a lot of points put up by both teams. So Mostert's in a good spot. I like James Cook as well. I think James Cook's a really good player, but the choice between the two, I go Mostert.
Just want to watch this week, James Cook. Obviously, tough matchup against the Jets, and just see how we can deliver in that Bills as RB1. Well, I think, if you've got it, if you've got a roster, give it a week or two, and then if you've got the signs of he's doing it, fire him in.
Yeah, I mean, I've picked him up quite a few places. My second RB, generally the way that I draft. So he's starting for me in all the spots that I've got him. I don't mind that at all. His usage was very encouraging in the preseason until Damien Harris came back from injury, and then the final game there, when the Cook played, but when they got into the red zone 5-yard line, they took Cook out, put Harris in. So I don't know whether that's a precursor of something to come during the season, but no, Cook will give you a solid floor each week. If he doesn't get that red zone stuff, then not 100% sure what his overall ceiling will be. But he definitely gives you a solid floor every week.
I think that that's the question I was going to ask. Damien Harris, again, when he was fit at the Patriots, looked good and put up some good numbers. How was that dynamic going to work with those two? And I think it is leaning towards that. They might just put Harrison at the goal line a bit more steady and let Cook maybe have some bit more explosive plays, which again we don't mind, I guess, as a fantasy owner.
No, because Cook, Cook's got that explosiveness where he can hit a 50-yard touchdown, so he doesn't have to be the goal line back. The goal line rolls just the cherry on top kind of thing.
It seems a lot less complicated this season for the Bills' backfield, doesn't it? In terms of fantasy, it's like kind of been a bit like meh. It's been too out there, like Singletary and stuff like that. It's just been
because the problem is they drafted Singletary and he was fine, but he was meh. So then they drafted Zach Moss to replace him, but then he was even more meh than Singletary. so they had to go back to Singletary. Yeah, and then then last year it just took James Cook, a lot of the season to get his feet underneath him. I think his first touch in the NFL, he fumbled. So he lost a fumble with his first touch in the NFL against the Rams. So it's never an ideal way to start. So yeah, it took him a while to get going, but they've had a clean out, and they seem happy to turn the backfield over to him in the main. It's just in around the goal line what they're going to do there.
They generally have made a bit of a statement, haven't they, the Bills, or talked about it, the coaches, that they need to be better in the running game. If they want to go where they want to go to the Super Bowl, they have to improve the run game. So whether that's the back, whether that's the line, combination of the two, they've got to give it some focused attention, which again should be good for the backs that we've got.
Yeah, definitely got to improve the line. The line, the run line let them down last year.
Was on the Dolphins and the most one is a rookie A-Chain. Do you know, is he? Where do we think he's going to feature this one? Where you've got most to get him in early because he might get a bit more of that seniority early on, and gradually over the season, A-Chain might sort of come in and sort of overtake him.
Possibly, or complement him more. A-Chain's only the the third back at the moment, Salvan Ahmed with Jeff Wilson and IR is their RB2. So
I think he's had a bit of injury concern, hasn't he?
He did. He popped his shoulder in a pre-season game, but he's practiced fully since, so he's good to go.
And he's absolutely rapid A-chain, isn't he?
Yeah, and for a guy his size and weight, he was an absolute workhorse in the SEC, which sometimes you see these smaller backs put up video game numbers in college, but when you actually watch it, the scheme wide open, they've got masses of space to run into. He wasn't. They just give him the ball and says, right, run between the tackles, and like he's running between the tackles up against Alabama's front line, and he's been hyper productive. So no, he's never going to be a workhorse in the NFL like he was in college because of his size and durability concerns. He can get the job done.
Right, so most of it was the answer. Cheers, Dems. Any more questions? Fire them in. Anyone else watching? Get the questions fired in. Get them fired in. For
anybody else on our list then of players that we've liked to draft that we think could be game winners for us? Anyone who's on your top of the tree?
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
JSN.
JSN.
Always give me the hard ones to spell. There he is.
I hear the knock. The knock on Jackson Smith and Jigba as well. He's got to be playing with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. Well, in college, he played with and he massively outproduced Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson. He lapped the pair of them. Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson came in last year and proved to be elite NFL wide receivers. And in college, Jackson Smith and Jigba ran rings around these.
So on that form, you fancied him. He was quite highly consensus. Well, top running back, top wide receiver, wasn't he at the draft?
He was certainly mine. And he was the first one. He was the first one drafted. I mean, they all got drafted one after each other, but he was the first one drafted.
How much exposure do you have to this?
Let me find out. He was my highest drafted wide receiver. He was my highest drafted wide receiver. 24%.
How many drafts did you do?
24%. So, just on DK alone, I did 200 on DraftKings alone.
So what? And one in four of them has got JSN in.
Pretty much, yeah. Because he was going in the anywhere between the 6th round, the 8th round, and anytime he's there, you need a wide receiver, just auto click.
I think again,
but it's pretty reminiscent. Well, no, you think it's pretty reminiscent to his case where Justin Jefferson came and Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase played at LSU together, and Chase outproduced Jefferson. And then Chase took.
He's kicked off again. Wi-Fi gone again. Just as he was getting into his floor there. While we're waiting for him, while I'm waiting for Mr. Bland, who's yours, Baz?
I was going to say there's a nice little lead into one that I like. So again, Blandy likes JSN, and there is that question mark over 3 miles to feed. But rather than betting on which one of the three is going to get the snap, take Geno Smith and let them all. If he's got 3 elite receivers, he's going to fly, isn't he? I think he was quarterback 6 last year, and he seems to be going off the board in drafts about quarterback 10, 12 in that range. So I think he's a steal. I think he really is a good pickup if your strategy is for later round quarterbacks and go heavy in your receivers and backs early. I think take Geno for me, and I think people who've got him have got a good upside there, and I think I've got a good chance of massive outperforming his ADP. Are you back with us, Blandy? What are your thoughts on the Seahawks in general, Anth? Where do you stand on the Seahawks?
2 seconds. I'm just trying to see if I can sort this lagging out. Useful for media. Can you hear us, Blandy?
Yeah, I got or he's frozen.
Even yours is going now.
Is it really?
Yeah. Sorry for these technical issues, guys. Should I put my shades back on and
Just get
start
warmed up.
dancing?
Just getting warmed up. Yeah, you're freezing.
If we have to bring Macho Man Randy Savage back while we wait.
So I think, can you hear me? Okay, I think Blandy seems to be having a bit of technical issues, but I think I can still hear you. I think we can sort of. We can
Yours just
fudge our way
going,
through for a few
when
minutes.
Blandy came back in there, yours just started going. I'm not sure if it's this cloud thing recording, ballsing it up.
Right.
It doesn't sound like Blandy can hear us.
No. Are we padding for a bit?
I wonder if I can stop. The only thing I can think of is end the stream, turn the recording off, and then start it again.
If that's what I do, let's go for it.
I think we're going to have to. Guys, we're going to end the stream here and then fire it back up.
Okay. Catch you. See you on the other
2
side.
seconds.